So to the people that watch this show religiously, I want you all to drop down in the comments and explain to me exactly when did Aubrey O'Day become Regina George, and when did she personally victimize every single person in this house? Please let me know, but let's discuss. What's up, y'all? It's your boy Beasley here. Hope you all are staying cool, calm, and collected out there. I wanted to come at you guys today and talk about BET's hit show by the name of Encore. I'm mainly going to do like a quick little mashup of episodes 5 and 4. These last two episodes, I'm really going to discuss Aubrey Oday because the way she is being treated is absolutely not okay. Now, y'all have me caping for a white woman today, but I will say one thing about me, I'm all about fairness and I always root for the underdog. And the way everybody is going at this girl, it makes absolutely no sense to me. Now, I don't know if there's like an issue with the editing. Actually, there is an issue with the editing. The editing is like completely off. Like you can kind of tell there's like a copy and paste type of moment. We're going to discuss that a little bit later. But overall, y'all, I want to get into exactly like what is going on with this show and what is going on with Aubrey O'Day. So to start off, I want to talk about Keeley Williams. Now, y'all, she may have nothing to do with the topic at hand, but I'm going to take any opportunity I can to bash this girl because she obviously deserves it. She is just... It's just like Keeley Williams. Like seriously, why is she here? Why are you here? Why is Keeley here? She does absolutely nothing every single episode, yet talks bad about Aubrey and other people for not doing anything. Now, Carlos King, he introduced to us the fact that if a girl on an ensemble cast has nothing going on in her life and no storyline, they can automatically become the bone collector and keep their check. And that is what Keeley Williams is doing because she is not contributing anything to this project at all. But yet everybody seems to kind of like forget about that and not even call her out on it. Like they called her out for like the first 2 episodes, but now they just let her just be wherever she is. She just stands around, not really offering any form of like advice with a drink in her hand. Like she's like a raging alcoholic at this point. Like she has a problem. She just does absolutely nothing for this show. I don't understand why she's still here. They really should do eliminations and she would have been the first one to get kicked off. But back to the topic at hand, I want to discuss the first bit of bad editing that I noticed with this show. Now, Carlos King, this is a great production, but you're shady with the editing and you're giving Aubrey a bad edit. For one, I remember in the previews, like there was like a scene of her throwing her pool, throwing her mattress in the pool and then exiting stage left from the house. In this episode, I believe in episode 5, she left and then like she just disappeared out of nowhere and her bed was gone. And then later on she comes back like nothing really ever happened. And it's like, where did she go? Like, did she go stay in a hotel for the night? And Carlos King probably got onto her like, hey girl, you need to come on back to the house if you want to keep your check. I don't know. But it was just like really bad editing. And then there was a scene also where the twins were kind of like going off and then one ended up starting crying out of nowhere. I'm just like, what escalated in this conversation to get one of the twins, Fallon or Felicia, whoever, why did they start crying when they were discussing like the set list of whenever they were going to perform the songs? Like it just made absolutely no sense to me. Another problem I have on Aubrey O'Day's behalf is the fact that as soon as she got the title of Queen, now if you guys don't watch the show, each week or each like 2 weeks or a few days or whatever, one of the girls is granted the title Queen and they're in charge of leading the girls. They're in charge of the girls basically, no Funky Diva. They're in charge of the girls. They basically like get the house in order and they basically become the project manager of the whole entire album and the whole entire performances. And Aubrey showcased in the beginning that she had a lot of creative director skills over what's-her-face, Keeley Williams. But as soon as Aubrey was granted the Queen title, chaos just ensued. Everybody was at the dinner table just arguing over essentially nothing. Like just arguing just nonstop. Aubrey couldn't even get a word in edgewise. And then we skip all the way to the next scene and then we see the twins talking about, oh, well, like, Aubrey's not doing a good job as Queen. Like, she sucks at this job. She's not doing anything. She's not contributing anything. She's not showing up. But to us, the viewers, it was only... Now, we don't know the time frame at all. But to us, the viewers, it was only like a day after she got Queen. To us. So I'm really trying to figure out, like, where the time frame is between Aubrey becoming Queen and then her not really contributing anything. Like, it didn't make sense to me as a viewer. I don't know if you guys are able to piece it together, but... where did Aubrey O'day go wrong with having the queen title? And you know, the problem with the queen title is the fact that it doesn't even matter. Like, they run over the girl who is titled the queen of the show. So no matter who has the title, they're not able to do their job because they're either not loud enough, they're not assertive enough, or is they can't run over the Doublemint twins. Like, it's just like they can never get a word in edgewise, and they expect them to kind of carry the brunt of all the work at the same time. And now I want to talk about Elijah Blake. Now, y'all, I'm not one to talk about anybody's sexuality or question anybody's sexuality. You know, it's all a spectrum, yada, 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 all that jazz. But Elijah, he's a founding member of the Versus Battle Committee, and I'm going to just leave it at that. But keeping it all the way real, Elijah, you come off as a messy queen. You really do. So, if you guys don't watch the show, there was like an issue where he pulled Aubrey Oday to the side and asked her what was going on when she got the queen title. And Aubrey Oday was basically talking about how the Doublemint twins were running over her, and they were basically taking over all the authority in the house. And what's his name? Elijah Blake went ahead and said, well, you know, he basically alluded to the fact that the two twins have the least amount of success out of everybody in the house, which is absolutely true. Now, I will say these two twins may have a lot of success behind the scenes, but in front of the camera in the group, Cherish is the least known group out of every single group in that house. Out of every single musical act in that house, Cherish has like the least memorable amount of songs. Like, they only have 2 hit songs that everybody knows, which is Unappreciated and do it to it, whatever you call it. Do it to it. That's what it's called. But Elijah went and confronted Aubrey when they were in the studio session, saying like, I did not say that. You putting words in my mouth. You being messy, yada, yada, yada. Now, I will say this. Aubrey O'day, the way she described what I keep wanting to say Elijah Burke. He's a wrestler. That's where I keep getting that from. But the way Aubrey O'day described Elijah Blake, like what he said, she did put 20 on 10. She really did. But however, what she said in regards to what he said about the twins was very accurate. So it kind of created a whole situation with the mess. And I feel like Elijah Blake kind of figured it would be easier to go back and forth with the white woman versus like the whole other house of the black woman, because, you know, it's a whole narrative. Like, it's easy for him to go at the white woman because she doesn't want to come off as a Karen. And he also doesn't want to go off on the black woman in the house because, yet again, here it is, another representation of a messy gay man belittling black women. And that was not the narrative that they want to drive with this show. And I hate to bring race into this, but I also feel like the reason why everybody runs over Aubrey O'Day in the house is because she is a white woman. And she was given the title queen, and it's like the optics of, you're a white woman, why are you trying to lead a house of black women and telling us what to do? Like, you don't know us, you don't drive with us, you can't relate to us, like, blah, 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 you can't relate to our struggles, yada, yada, blase, blase. Like, that's what I feel like most of the girls had an issue with Aubrey O'Day, and that's why it was easy for all of them to gang up and attack her. But my thing with Fallon and Felicia, these two Doublemint dipshits, like, the problem with you two girls is you guys don't know how to talk to people. You guys offer sound advice, and you guys offer realistic criticisms, even though how blunt and rude you are. You guys do offer like real criticism, but it's your delivery that's just fucked up. Like, you girls don't know how to talk to anybody for shit. You're unprofessional. Like, I don't understand why you guys go off on everybody so instantly. It's like you guys have the most to prove because you guys in front of the camera accomplished the least, and you guys are trying to make up for that, saying like, oh, well, I wrote for Justin Bieber, I wrote for such and such. We get all that. But at the end of the day, you guys had the least successful career out of everybody. Humble thyself, my darlings. Like, y'all, I gotta say, the music business is probably like the most unprofessional work environment ever. Like, I'm surprised any work gets done in the studio at this point. And it's a testament to the fact that girl groups, and actually groups in general, just will not work in this day and age. It's just too much ego, too much pride. Everybody has an issue, especially when things are very minuscule. They become like huge issues out of nothing. And it's just like, groups today will not work. And this show is the living embodiment of that proof. And lastly, y'all, I want to talk about Aubrey O'Day's depression. Now, I will say she does eventually end up leaving this show. It's all alleged, but it's pretty much confirmed in the blogs. Like, she is going to end up leaving this show. And I think that she really saw this show as a way to, like, revitalize her career. But I think she kind of slacked off because the minute a lot of stuff popped off, she realized that this show was going to be more about mess than the music. So that's why she kind of probably like checked out about it and probably didn't take the show as seriously as she did in episode, like towards the end of episode 4, mainly most of episode 4. That's probably why she didn't take it seriously, because she saw that like these girls are just here to argue. They're not really here to make music. They're not really here to grow, like to grow and revitalize their music career. And when you factor in this show not working out for her, and then you factor in the immense amount of shoulda, woulda, couldas with Danny Duquesne, like I will say time and time again, Danny Duquesne was going to be the Spice Girls of America. Like they were going to be one of the biggest girl groups of all time, but Diddy got rid of them due to a tax write-off. It just adds onto the list of a lot of things that Aubrey O'Day tried to do, but they didn't work out. And I honestly, truly feel sorry for her, because she honestly is talented. And she does actually give things 100% when she actually acts on them. And another thing that leads to me thinking that she's going through a very tough depression is some pics of her leaked online pretty recently. And she's like way bigger than what she is right now. Now, normally I would put the pictures up, but you know, I used to be fat myself and I have body dysmorphia. So I'm not even going to embarrass the girl like that. But overall, I could tell that her mental health is just not where it needs to be. And it's mainly probably because there's no forward action in her career. And it's not really even due to her own fault, because she still has what it takes. But overall, y'all, I feel bad for Aubrey O'Day. It is what it is. I mean, you guys can say like, oh, are you caping for a white woman? I mean, hey, this is a white woman that's unproblematic. And I do stand for Aubrey O'Day and the rest of Danny Duquesne. I even loved, whatchamacallit. Like, I loved her and Dawn's little group. I called them two changing faces. But overall, y'all, pray for Aubrey O'Day. And Encore still a hit show, but we need to get some substance out of this show at the end of the day. Like, we need to have these girls, the girls that can still hold a candle to the young generation. This show needs to be that stepping stone for them to get their career back, instead of just being at BS and mess. Like, but you know, it is what it is. You know, I'm just a critiquer, but those are my views on Aubrey O'Day and the show Encore. So be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'm going to come at you guys with some more content.